Which, by the way, I've been in locker rooms and fraternity houses. I've been to Cenk's house. I've never, ever heard anyone say that thing that he said. I don't even know what that means.
What is that?
It's just
he sounds
bizarre.
like people were saying. It sounds like in 40-Year-Old Virgin when he was like, "Yeah, I grabbed her boobs and they felt like bags of sand." It's like you sort of heard guy talk, but you don't really know what it is.
Yeah, you want your older brother to come and say, "No, Don, you don't do that."
So, Cenk Uygur is running for Senate, and the Californian women's list are furious. So much so that 2020 presidential candidate Bernie Sanders had to retract his endorsement of Uygur's campaign within 24 hours of coming out in favour of his favourite Young Turk. The CWL and other Democratic Party stakeholders believe that various edgy statements that he's made over the years disqualify him from running for public office, especially as he would be replacing a congresswoman who was forced to resign over what she describes as an act of revenge porn by her ex-husband. For the uninitiated, Cenk is the co-host and creator of the Young Turks, which describes itself as the leading news and politics show for young progressive viewers. He initially got into hot water back in 2017 over various comments he'd made about women around the turn of the century that were uncovered in old blog posts. Cenk himself describes them as ugly and insensitive, saying that they were written when he was a young conservative and do not reflect who I am today. And now that Cenk's running for office, his critics have been pointing to various comments he has made in more recent times, which are now being interpreted as offensive to women, to Jews, to Muslims, to African Americans, to the LGBT community, and to animals, to name but a few. Now, I don't live in America, let alone California, so I'm not especially bothered about who gets to run for Senate. And I despise the censorious cancel culture that conveniently comes for people whose views other people simply don't like. So obviously enough, I think that the best place to judge a politician on their words is at the ballot box or in an open, honest and adult debate. But with that all said, I have to admit that it is quite funny to watch a regressive, progressive, judgy McJudger like Cenk getting roundly judged for his apparently long history of using unprogressive words.
Give it up, dude. Okay, I'm not interested in that defense at all. You're going to tell me that somebody let this kind of writing go on for decades in his name and didn't do anything about it?
Amusing and entirely predictable. After all, what sort of person in this or any recent day and age tells a woman to go make him a sandwich just because he disagrees with her perspective on gender equality? Indeed, Cenk's current dilemma was in fact so predictable that the Glass Blind Spots actually predicted it almost a year ago when we presented a rundown of Cenk's top 10 women on YouTube and in the entire world. Here's a quick clip.
All right, now number 2 is someone who has surged in the last year and helped me to surge in the last year. All right, it's
so hot in here. I mean, I feel like they crank up the
heat.
They
cranked it up. I'm roasting.
Just a little bit of with a little bit of just a little bit of with a little bit of
But I'm discounting the fact that I think she's smart and that she has a very good personality, right? Because that would be unethical to consider in this list of hotness.
She totally does look like a 13-year-old, and I think that's what the guys are into.
Whoa. Yeah.
Is she super hot? No question. But to me, she's a little too, like, it doesn't have enough character. She's gorgeous, and she dresses up like a schoolgirl. I got it. And don't get me wrong. I mean, she's number 6 on the list. She's top 10. She's great. I just think the other 5 are better.
The third contestant we're going to take a look at is Elena Bernatskaya.
Jesus.
Very lovely there. Unfortunately, she is a Nazi. That's a downer, I guess.
You know what? Some of those Nazis, though, kissable, aren't they? Really?
Is it acceptable to be turned on by a Nazi? If she doesn't win Miss Hitler, it's a crime.
It's a little bit of with a little bit of then it just fall out. I like it when you up with a little bit of then it just fall out.
And Heidi Montag goes on the list for me. Now, she's a loathsome character and unbearable, but that's partly what would lead me to want to sleep with her more.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Instantly goes into the top 5.
Right.
She
That's
is
well done.
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
And of course, I'd never heard of her before this year, and then I began to see some pictures of her pop up before the movie came out, and I was like, whoa, speaking of popping up.
Beautiful, gorgeous, got the whole package. Anyone who disagrees is questionable / has gender identity issues.
Don't tell me you're offended when I say pussy, but you're not offended when Donald Trump says it.
I'm sweating through my clothes. It's this damn climate.
And we had to go all the way to the Michigan State Senate, and we came up with this.
I don't know if you noticed, but women are on a little bit of a rampage right now.
Oh, who's ready to party? Time's up, time's up, time's up, time's up, time's up, time's up.
Yeah,
she's scary looking.
Yeah, she's freaking me out, man. I'm just thinking that she's got a surprise down below for you. She should be on the top 10 hottest trannies list.
All right, here's the situation. Look at her breasts again, and then shut up.
Appropriately enough for a committed champion of diversity, Cenk's tastes range from a middle-aged mother of 2 and Hillary Clinton's super hot Middle Eastern aide to a possibly 13-year-old YouTuber and his infamous Armenian co-presenter.
Yay!
Are you a little nervous?
No, not even.
Did you make the list? It's right here.
Oh, you know, I actually stayed up all night last night wondering whether or not.
Yeah, I bet you did. I bet you did. You know, we have this award. You want the award if you win? Okay, all right.
Hey, don't let him get to you, okay? Your tits are fine.
And, well, in my humble subjective opinion, Cenk should be judged by his policy positions rather than sloppy locker room talk of old. But given the current climate and the fact that he's hoping to replace a senator who resigned for inappropriate liaisons with interns, even I have to admit that sexually objectifying your co-worker for cheap clicks on YouTube isn't an especially good look.
And number 98, Anna Kasperi.
So, for the benefit of those who missed it the first time, and without any further ado, the Glass Blind Spot presents Cenk Uygur's Top 10 Hottest Women, which now also includes his Top 3 Hottest Female Political Peers.
Yeah, not bad. Okay. You're too sexy for this Congress. Okay. And by the way, if you're wondering if Sarah Palin's on the list, the real question is, where does she land? Which spot?
Right.
This seems inappropriate.
It's beyond inappropriate.
But
this is something that TYT would do.
But I can't wait to see the list. I haven't seen it. I can't wait.
The top 10 hottest women of all time. Not of all time.
Ever.
Now, are you ready for the top 10 hottest women alive? All right, let's do it. All right, before we get to the top 10 hottest women, let me tell you who didn't make the list. The Megan Foxes of the world don't make my list.
Okay.
Okay, so because she's generically
Because they're
super
too
hot. Too hot, right? And then celebrities that are considered hot just because they're celebrities don't make my list. Like Kate Hudson and Drew Barrymore, who are Drew Barrymore I don't think is hot at all. Period. Right? And Kate Hudson's all right. I mean, she's got a pretty flat face, right?
Right.
But they're just considered hot because they're celebrities. They're not making the list. Jessica Simpson, we have the period where she got a little blown up, and that wound up knocking her off the list. I mean, how do you put this in the top 10? You can't do it.
Right.
Okay? I mean, she's gorgeous in the past, and then she lost the weight, etc. But you see this picture, and I'm being a bad guy, but it's the top 10 hottest women alive. Can't do it. So she's out. So having said all that, let's get to the top 10 hottest women alive. Now, instantly, in the first 3, we're going to have tremendous controversy. The top 7, I think, are rock solid. But these 3 are total Cenk Uygur girls. Number 10, Mika Brzezinski. No, I know, all right. But listen.
What, Cenk, are you high or something?
No, but she's a middle-aged woman who carries herself really well, very sexy on air, okay? And I know it's controversial, but I think she's got that sexual allure that really is that pops. That's different.
It is. I'm sorry about that.
What is
Can
the
I help you?
solution?
I think we could try to pull it back in. So,
There you
right.
go, love. Be
Russell
careful,
comes on,
because that's a
breaks the
low-cut
set.
dress.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
I'm only
wow.
flesh and blood. I've got instincts.
Oh, okay.
Cenk really wants that MSNBC slot.
This ain't got nothing to do with it. All right, so Mika's number 10. Number 9 is someone I'm fairly sure most of you have not heard of. Her name is Huma Abedin.
Oh, yeah, Huma Abedin. Yeah.
Okay, do you know her?
No, of course not. Let's go to her picture.
She's one of the top aides to Hillary Clinton. In fact, she was her right-hand person during the campaign.
She just can't, like, just when you think they've gone as crazy as they can, they go to a different level of crazy I didn't know existed. That's one thing to say Huma Abedin shouldn't have stayed with Weiner, she shouldn't have done the press conference, and to criticize her for that. I understand. It's another thing to say that she's unattractive.
Okay. I believe she's Palestinian. And she's got that super hot Middle Eastern look. Come on.
I'm open to that.
Okay, super sexy. And she's into politics. She's smart.
We got it. Anthony, we got it. I know, you're masturbating to her. We all understand. Please, for once, put it away. Anyway.
Now, with Mika and Huma, you're thinking this list is going to be all politicians. No, Claire McCaskill and Madeleine Albright did not make the list.
Just a little bit of with a little bit of just a little bit of with a little bit of
And her upstairs is, you know, quite luxurious. I mean, take a look at that picture. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, she's nice.
Just a little bit of with a little bit of then it just fall out. I like it when you with a little bit of then it just fall out.
Now, number 7 is an old classic. She's been hanging on the list for a long, long time, but she deserves it. As one of my friends originally described her, she's tits on a stick. And she has a great face to boot. Old classic, Jennifer Love Hewitt.
All right.
I like it when you with a little bit of then it just fall out. I like it when you with the baby when you
And earlier she used to be even higher, but now I got her at number 7. So Jennifer Love Hewitt. Oh God, she's gorgeous. What are you talking about?
I have a girlfriend. Imagine if she found out that as she's helping me do a profile, I'm bragging to a reporter about the body parts I love on other women. In like the weirdest, most clinical, most crass way possible.
Yeah.
And one other thing. So it's not just the context that this is a reporter. One other thing. This is not simply a guy who has negative views of women. Of course, back during the campaign and since, this has affected how he actually treats women. In terms of the policies he proposes, his executive orders, the fact that he has appointed almost no women to be judges, these views that he have of women are substantive. They affect what actually happens now that he wields governmental power.
Okay, I, on the other hand, don't think this is a real controversy. So drop it.
just a little bit of with a little bit of just a little bit of with a little bit of
Lisa Nova. Lisa Nova makes the list. It's been a long time coming. She wasn't on the list last year. She is this year. The crowd goes crazy. And so do I. How you doing?
For like BFF. I was wondering.
All right, so Lisa Nova's number 8. All right, number 6 on the list, dropping 5 spots this year. Oh, it's a big fall, but she's still on the top 10. Tanya Uncensored. Now, she was part of Athene Wins and was number 1 last year. But it's a big fall. It's a big fall. I mean, there's still things that are holding up there. Okay, and she's still, you know, beautiful and sexy and cute and all that stuff. But I don't know, I just wasn't feeling it this year. I looked at a lot of videos, to be honest with you. These are very important considerations.
This apparently is a multi-year pattern of him bragging in this sort of way to reporters he's talking to.
So I want to ask you guys and then bring JR and Irina into it. Is Trump calling a woman this comment, and it's pretty bad.
Can't even say it, that's how bad it is.
I know. Is it a controversy or B, locker room talk? And it's
fake news.
tytnetwork.com/firstrate to vote in this poll. I'm curious what you guys say. I am actually going to vote locker room talk.
Can't do it. Can't do it. This one gets disqualified on the teeth. All right, now we go to number 5. Now the top 5, there's been a lot of hype built up here because the other 5 were already pretty awesome, right? Let alone the ones that didn't make it. So I don't know if they're going to live up to it. Let's go. Number 5 is Mia Rose. Now, here we get controversial because you can say, hey, you know what?
Mia Rose is like 13.
No, is she?
She looks really young.
But remember, YouTube's a very young audience. I'm not saying just for me, okay? I'm saying for all of YouTube. And that has a lot of different age range.
And you know what? Guess what? Child predators can be anyone.
But I can see a lot of guys on YouTube being into Mia, which makes sense.
Point made.
Maybe he thinks that at best, you are a first-rate whatever.
Right.
And then there's other ratings underneath. But that's basically how he sees women.
But again, to Irina, it's like to what degree is this like offensive? So offensive that it would change could it change your opinion of a Clinton or a guy that you like? I mean, we know who Trump is, but you see what I'm asking?
So this is why this is relevant. It's very telling of who Donald Trump is. The fact that he just goes ahead and just nonchalantly talks about this to a reporter, it's normal for him. This is who he is, and so that's why it's important. It's not just, insignificant, what you would call locker room talk from other guys. But even if that's what that's how you spend your time having fun by, like I said, objectifying other human beings, then come on, you can do better than that. I'm having fun too, but I can do it without referring to people's specific body parts, right?
Yeah. Or you could not do it with a reporter at the very least.
All right, number 4. If you thought Mia Rose was slightly controversial, wait till you get a load of number 4. Anna Kasparian.
Yes! 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 Yes!
You are so funny. What do you care?
Oh my God! No,
I can't even believe I'm on the list. I didn't even expect that.
Oh gosh, yeah, I didn't prepare a speech at all. Go ahead.
Okay, I'd like to thank my mother for, giving me what I got. No, I'm just kidding. No, I can't be on the list. That's not fair.
All right. Well, fair or unfair, yes, there's some controversy involved. But the Young Turks, from what I understand, is rather large on YouTube.
Right.
And I believe Anna Kasparian truly deserves this honor. Okay. Now we go to number 3. We don't need any videos of Anna, because there she is. Okay. And number 3, now we're getting into serious hot women now. Number 3.
Okay, give me a second. Number 3 is...
All right, is it going to be Sarah Palin?
No, it is busty woman, Ruby Dahlia.
Ruby Dahlia, Jesus. Which strip club did she come out of?
Member of the Canadian House of Commons.
Canadian House of Commons, huh? Really? I'd like to get a little common with her, if you know what I mean.
She's very cute. I like her. She
I'm
earned the
messing
number
around.
6 spot.
Man, Canada's having fun up there. I got to get behind this. All right, that sounds fun. I like her. She's definitely attractive,
And of course,
number 2, is it going to be Sarah Palin or is she going to be number 1? Here we go.
Number 2 is Sarah Palin.
Oh, Sarah Palin, cute as a button. And she'll hunt moose with you as well. Okay, coming in number 2 on Maxim's hottest politicians list. Number 1, better bring it, because Sarah's pretty hot.
The next one, I think, might just be the winner there.
That's
Alina
why are all
Voronina.
these contestants so goddamn hot?
Well, you know what?
Yeah.
She's sick, man.
They don't say it's the pure
this
blood.
Is a kink.
That girl needs
Not
to spend
that one, but she's been a bad girl.
Ekaterina Matviva.
She's been a bad girl. She's been liking Hitler. You're gonna pull up that skirt and get a little spanking.
Wait a minute. Is that the same? Is that the same as the next picture?
She needs a red bottom.
No, 2 different. That's that's Alina
She
and
has
Ekaterina's
dropped
right there.
the milk pail. That one, but this one, interesting.
Yeah.
Only
And then
7 likes,
she looks
huh?
13 years old. This one.
This one?
Yeah, she looks like a 13-year-old girl with fake mustache, fake eyelashes,
and a crazed look in her eyes.
Number 1
Mara Kalfagna.
in the whole world, Mara Karapanga.
Which is a terrible picture. You can't even see her face.
Yeah, they had to come better than this with this picture. No, but she looks really hot. I mean, even it's a bad picture, you could tell, she put all the other ones to shame. She's not playing around. The other ones are hot for politicians. This one's actually hot.
Yeah, hot in real life.
What is she? Where is she?
From Italy.
She's from Italy? Of course. The Italians. God bless their hearts.
You have a bias. You work with me.
No. Look, I work really hard to get beyond my bias.
I do look really cute in those pictures, though.
Can't you see it too? There's an elephant in the room.